video about what to do once you've created the assessment. So the one that we just worked on, I'm going to go into training. It was this one right here. It's in my resources. So now from here, what you can do is just check it off, and then over here on the gear, drop that down, and you can add it to your courses. So click on Add Courses, and then you can select like the ones that you want it to go to. So like if I want to throw it in my sandbox, select your category, whether it's formative or summative. And then if you want to put it into like the Monday folder, Tuesday folder, however you have it organized, give it a due date. And then let's say you wanted to, I'm going to put it in my other sandbox. Let's see the second one too, and then same thing, you could put it into a folder. Put it in the right categories, and then you just hit add. And then the assignment was added to those two sections, okay? And then you could go back and check it now just to make sure it was there. And it did go. If you didn't put it in a folder like I just didn't, it'll always be at the very bottom. So then now you can click into it if you wanted to, and then look at it. And then also, because in the resources, all we had really was just the setup and the questions. So once it's actually assigned to a class, you have two more options where you can go into the grading, and then here's where you can see the answers coming in from the students. And if your classes are linked, you drop this down, and then you can go to the different sections, and then you can see if you wanted it to be by section, or you can just hit all sections, and then you'll see all your students. Reporting, again here, there's no data yet. So reporting for this assessment will show up in here, and again, you can switch from section. So with reporting, you do have to go from section to section. You can't do all of it at one time. Okay, and then you can unpublish it, or you can copy it to another course from here. And if you created it in a course, then here's where you could save it to your resources. And then you can go into setup and then change it around again. So you can add, this is that picture that we added, and then our instructions, so you can tweak it in here if you wanted to do something like that. Then the questions, and then you could maybe differentiate it. So like if this class maybe has students that need a different, like the font has to be bigger, or you have to do other types of changes, you can do things like that for those kiddos, right? Or you can create a copy of it and then give them the differentiated version. Like maybe you had to translate, even though it does, Britannica does translate, I'd probably translate it in Britannica and then add it in here in the language that they need it translated to. Okay, so there's all kinds of different ways you can approach it, but I think this is probably the easiest way.